How you doing? My name is Sean McVeigh with Sean's Outdoor Adventures, and in this video I'm going to go over an introduction to Olympic style archery. I'm going to go over the type of equipment you need and what you need to do to be able to compete in the Olympic Games in the sport of archery. First and foremost, you can be any age at all to compete in the sport of archery. So even if you're in your 50s, 60s, even 70s, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is qualify. The way that you qualify is to compete in a nationally recognized tournament, and you actually have to place in a couple of nationally recognized tournaments, and then you can try out for the Olympics. So let's talk about the equipment and what you would need to do to practice archery. Now, I've been actually shooting archery for 43 years, and it's only this year that I've gotten an Olympic style recurve. One of the challenges for me has always been the setup is very expensive. I personally have the Miracle X10 setup with made by Sanlita Archery. It comes with everything you see here, which for me, getting into Olympic style archery, having nothing to start with, it really gave me everything I needed. You know, the stabilizer system. The reason for the stabilizer system is imagining walking a tightrope, and they have that big long bar to help them stabilize and keep their balance. Very similar to what you're seeing here. These stabilizers help keep balance for the archer. In order for archery to be consistent, you need to do the same thing every time. So having these stabilizers help balance the bow the same way. Picture this, you're taking a 70-meter shot at a target and you're aiming with this little sight piece right here. Now, if I'm holding the bow on an angle this time, and I bring it over to aim on the target, well, you can see how that moved the whole bow. My arrow is going to go off to the side. If I'm angling the bow too far this way to bring it onto my target, I got to bring it over here. That's going to point my arrow over. Again, I'm not going to get a bullseye. So these stabilizers help the archer hold the bow vertically every time, so that when you use your little aiming device here, your sight, it's going to help you hit the same point every time. So another important piece of an Olympic style recurve set is what's called a clicker. This piece right here, if you ever watch an Olympic archer, you'll see one of these on their bow. What they'll do is they'll place their arrow under the clicker before clipping it on the string. And they'll clip it underneath the nock point here. So what that does is when the archer pulls the bow all the way back, as soon as the clicker slides off the end of the arrow, it's going to make a click noise, and that tells the archer to release. The reason why that's important is the farther you draw back the string, the more power it's going to put into the arrow. It's going to shoot farther. It's going to hold its distance longer. By having the clicker, the archer lets go at the same draw length every time, exerting the same amount of power into the arrow. That is going to help you be accurate and consistent. Now, I typically encourage people when they're just starting out in archery to just practice with 1 or 2 arrows at a time. And the key with archery is it's a technique sport. So right now I've just put a little piece of cordage. Let me undo it again. I just have a piece of cordage here with a couple loops. I'm going to slide my thumb through as I get my hand around the grip of the bow. What that's going to do is it's going to allow me to not drop the bow without gripping the bow. A lot of people have a tendency to pick up a bow and grab it. You don't want to do that. In archery, you want the bow to pull into your hand and this hand to be totally relaxed. So having this little cordage here, when the bow goes off, I don't have to grab at the bow. And you'll notice when an Olympic archer shoots, the bow goes like this and then tips forward. That's because they're not grabbing at the bow. They're letting the string keep the bow from falling to the ground. So in archery, you want your stance a little bit, sometimes a little wider than shoulder length. And if your front foot is, if you put it in relation to the target, you actually step back a little bit. And everyone will have a slight variation in their technique, but most archers step back and then twist their upper body back like this so the shoulders are square with the target. And what that does is it loads your muscles in your back. Because one of the keys in archery is you want back tension, it's called. You want your shoulder blades to almost touch in the back when you're at full draw. If you're not loading those muscles in the back, then you're not going to have full extension with the arm that's drawing the bow, and that may result in inaccuracy. So you're opening the stance a little bit, you're twisting a little bit at the upper body, that loads, helps with back tension. And then another key with archery is you want to use your skeletal structure. You want these bones straight, a straight line like this. So if you're the target, I don't want, like when I come to full draw, I want my bones to line up so the force of the string toward the bow is right on the muscle, and not on the muscle, I mean on the bone structure, and that helps you hold the bow steady. So picture this, if I don't come all the way and line up my muscles and this isn't straight, this bow can collapse easy. It's not as stable. I'll tire out my muscles quicker. So as you do this, slight step back, load, twist that upper body. I'm twisting my hips a little bit toward the target, twisting my upper body. When I'm at full draw, I want this. I don't want my elbow sticking out over here. I want it straight back. And then when I release the string, I want to come straight back. Typically you want the tip of your nose on the string. You're going to come and you're going to anchor your hand underneath your jaw. You want to put your head in the same place every time. You don't want to move your head. You want to bring your hand into anchor right here under your jaw, string against the tip of your nose, and you're going to aim. You're going to basically look past the string. You're going to have the string just off to the side of where your sight is. You typically come up and drop that arm as you anchor, come into anchor. You'll come back, bring your anchor in. And that's basically some of the key points of archery. Again, anyone can do archery. If you want to get into it, I'd suggest taking a look at the Miracle X10. For me, it was the most affordable. I think this is currently going for $799 US dollars, $799. And a lot of the other brands, to get the same basic setup, you're going to spend $2,500 or more. So I think this gives you, a lot of us who want to get into Olympic style archery, it gives us an ability to do that. So I'd encourage you to check it out. I'll provide a link in the description section if you want to check out this particular model that I'm using. They do offer different color risers. I just chose black, and it comes with all the stabilizers, the rest, the clicker, the sight. It does not come with a shooting tab, so you'll need to get a shooting tab, and it does not come with arrows, so you'll need to get arrows. Aside from that though, it has the main hardware that you need to get into Olympic style archery. And it's fun. I'm brand new at Olympic style archery, and I look forward to just playing around with it over the years. And who knows, maybe someday when my kids are grown and I have more time to train, you might just see me in the Olympic Games someday. Or maybe I'll see you in the Olympic Games someday. Oh, wait. I can't believe I just about closed this video. I was editing it up, and I just realized I forgot to tell you, I'm giving away a brand new Sanlita Miracle X10 through my website. Go to my giveaways page on my website to learn more. I'm giving one of these away by the end of August this year, 2021. So if you want a chance to win one of these brand new, and you live in the continental U.S., because I don't ship outside of the continental U.S., sorry if you're outside the U.S., but if you want a chance to win one, go to that giveaways page on my website to check out the details, and you just might get one for free. But I also forgot to mention, this is a very high quality setup, so I'm very excited to be able to play around with this over the upcoming years. And check it out if you're interested in getting into Olympic style archery. This is probably the most economical way to get into a bow that you could legitimately compete on a national level with. It has the ILF limbs. I'm shooting a 30-pound limb, but I have a 31.5-inch draw length, so most of the draw weight ratings are based on 28-inch draw length. So although it's a 30-pound limb, I'm probably holding 15 pounds more than that. But with an ILF limb, you could start low and you can increase in the weight by buying a new set of limbs, and everything else you still have. You don't need to buy new equipment. So just throwing that in there. Now I'll flip back to where I was concluding this video when I originally recorded it a few minutes ago. I'm Sean McVeigh, Sean's Outdoor Adventures. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take care and God bless.